Hello everyone, so as you can tell by the title, this little video is just a small snippet to all my teachers out there to hopefully guide you and inspire you in your teaching. So what I want to start by asking is, can we all, as teachers, stop telling students what to do and start telling them how to actually do it? We all know that knowledge is power, but particularly when I first started practicing as well, I noticed that knowledge part, this kind of learning part within the classroom was missing, right? I was always told what to do with my body, not how that happens. And what really was lacking is the awareness and this kind of movement science of the body of how these actionable cues in yoga actually happen. So a simple cue, or lazy cue as I call them, as, okay, come down with a flat back or fold forward with a straight spine, is all well and good saying that, but do your students on the mat actually know what happens within the body to facilitate that folding forward with a straight spine, right? So I think particularly now it is our duty, especially because yoga is so kind of worldwide, it's so big, it is so incorporated with the physical now. It is our duty to not just tell people what to do, but instead teach them how that happens. So then it facilitates their learning. It brings better body awareness to them. And instead of just sticking them into a pose, they've already had that prior knowledge as to why and how they can get there. For example, I know I might be blowing your heads off right now. We'll take the straight spine just as a reference. So when you think about when we are folding with a straight spine, so come down with a straight spine, I can guarantee most of the yoga teachers here who are watching this video will say, no matter how many times I say that and do it, people don't do it. And these teachers get frustrated at the front of the mat saying, but why are they not folding with a straight spine? Maybe it's because you haven't built the awareness upon it throughout the class, right? So instead of saying fold with a straight spine, before we get them to fold, two things for me happen here in order for someone to fold like that. Number one starts at the base of the spine with the pelvis, right? So when we think about folding forward, it is thinking about leading with the belly button. And that leading with the belly button actually comes from the movement of the pelvis itself. So it's going from that posterior tilt of tucking the tailbone under and that anterior tilt of sticking the tailbone out. So even just getting the students aware of this little action. So it can be done with the legs forward. It can be done in the wide-legged forward fold as well. So just getting them to roll forwards and backwards on the pelvis brings more awareness to that motion. And they're like, now I realize actually when I do stick the booty out, as I like to say, and soften the knees while you're at it, when I do stick the booty out, I can find this belly towards the thigh that everyone's talking about, right? So bottom portion of the spine done. Now when we travel up the spine, so belly's towards the thighs, we've straightened out through the lower back. What now has to happen with the upper back and the thoracic? And that full straighten of the spine comes from obviously leading the chest forward. But if we break down that action, what is actually happening, what muscles are engaging, what movement is happening at the top half of the body to facilitate that? It's the movement of the scapulars, right? It's drawing the shoulder blades down. As we draw the shoulder blades down, we do get that pulling action. Then the whole spine is straightening. But if you've never drawn the awareness to the scapulars, if you've never actually asked people to do that, we do kind of, I think as yoga teachers, forget what it's like to not move our bodies or to not know what it feels like to be in our bodies. And we have to realize that some of our students, they may have never thought about these actions in a way. Yes, they might have been told to fold and they think they're doing it right, but they might not have ever been drawn into these micro movements that facilitates the big movement. I hope this is making sense. If you have any more questions, leave them below. But yeah, to summarize, stop telling people what to do and let's start telling them how to do it to bring more just freaking goodness into our classes, more understanding, more knowledge, which is then more liberation, more empowering for our students. And that is what yoga is all about, particularly with me. So yeah, I hope this served you well.